Hello and welcome to Python programming course. In this course, we're going to learn about Python programming. But first, we're going to start by understanding what programming is all about. When we talk about programming, we're talking about giving instructions to the computer. And I want you to imagine this scenario. If you want to talk to somebody who speaks a different language, of course, you people have language barriers. And in order for you to communicate with that person, you have to speak in the language of the person. You have to speak or communicate with the person in the language the person understands. Likewise, in computing, computers are machines. And so if you want to interact with the computer, you want to give instructions to the computer, you have to speak in the language of the computer. And that language is called programming language. So the process of writing programs or instructions that the computer understands is known as programming, while the language used in writing the instructions is known as the programming language. Now let's look at the different types of programming languages. We have basically two types. We'll have the low-level programming languages, we'll have the high-level programming languages. Low-level programming languages are those ones that are very close to the native language of the computer. When I say native language, computer is a machine and it operates in zeros and ones. So those languages that are close to zeros and ones are known as low-level programming languages. And we'll have the assembly language and the machine language. Now let's look at the high-level programming languages. These are languages that resemble human languages or natural languages. So if you look at the two of them, low means close to the machine language, high means close to the natural language. And under the high-level programming languages, we have Python, we have Java, JavaScript. We have hundreds of them. So, but our focus is on Python programming. So Python is an example of a high-level programming language. Now let's look at Python. Python is a general-purpose programming language, which means you can use it for different things, whether it is web development, automation, and so on. So Python is a general-purpose programming language. Also, Python is a high-level programming language, just like we discussed before, high-level and low-level. So Python is a high-level programming language. Also, Python is an interpreted language. And when we say interpreted language, this has to do with how programs written in Python or in a programming language is processed to the version that the computer understands. We'll have compiled languages, we have interpreted languages, but in the case of Python, Python is an interpreted language. Python came on board around 1991, created by Guido van Rossum, and Python is known for its simplicity and readability. And perhaps because of this, is a perfect programming language for beginners, people that are starting out to learn programming. Python is used for a whole lot of things, including web development, data analysis, data science, AI, automation, and the rest. Now, the question becomes, why should you learn Python? One, Python is simple and easy to learn. The fact that Python is simple or easy to learn doesn't make Python less powerful. Python is a very powerful programming language. But the truth of it is that it is simple and easy to learn. So if you're a beginner, it is easy for you to learn Python than some other programming languages. And if you're already programming in perhaps another language, it's a language you can easily pick up and learn in a couple of weeks. Python is versatile in the sense that you can use it for a whole lot of things, web development, data science, automation, and so on. Also, Python has very huge online community, and this can be likened to the fact that Python has large user base. There are so many websites, blogs, YouTube channels that are talking about Python. Python is very efficient, and part of its efficiency comes from the fact that it's an interpreted programming language. There are languages that are compiled languages, which means that when you make modifications on your code, you have to compile it before you can be able to see the effect of the changes. But in Python, you can easily make changes, run your program, and see the results immediately. Also, Python has extensive libraries. Python comes with a whole lot of standard libraries and third-party libraries that you can leverage to accelerate your project. So we'll talk about libraries when we get to modules and packages. But one thing you should know is that Python has a lot of libraries, both the inbuilt ones, or what we call the standard libraries, and the third-party libraries. Now let's go ahead and install Python.